about the victory, Gus, 30-10 over the Dolphins. And I know you like to keep a lid on things, but there's a massive buzz around Canterbury at the moment. What do you like most about the footy and the style of footy they're playing at the moment?
Well, you know, I've watched them all off-season. I've watched them all this season as the year's built. We had a lot of new players come to the club this year, and there's been a big turnover of our roster in the last couple of years. So to see the players come together and connect and train the way they do, and the culture within the club and the feeling within the club is really special. A number of these players came to the club and have been out to prove themselves, which they have done, and they're all playing really good footy. You know, the last few weeks have been exceptional, actually. They've played some good teams in front of big crowds. I said at this part of the year, the last 10 weeks of the competition, unlike the last 10 years for the Bulldogs, meant something. They're going to be playing in games that really meant something. And we're playing actually teams that were all in contention themselves. And we played in big crowds in Brisbane and a sellout crowd at Cogra the other day, and we've played some of the good sides. And they've handled their job really well and got themselves into a position where they're going to play finals for the first time in 10 years. So that's the buzz about it. The buzz around the club is real. I mean, the fans have been waiting for this for a long time. And a lot of these players too that we recruited, you know, we recruited specifically on personality and character as well as talent. And they weren't the main players in their previous clubs, a lot of them. You know, a lot of them were sort of touted as utility players. They weren't. We bought them for a specific purpose, but they hadn't sort of cemented themselves in those sort of roles with their previous clubs. But they knew what winning looked like. They knew what great players looked like and how they trained, and they've brought that to our club. And now they've got the chance to prove themselves there. So a couple of them have done extraordinary things this year, and it's the younger side in the competition. It's the least experienced team in the competition. They've played together the least of any team in the competition, but there they are sitting in 5th position. It's a wonderful result for the coaches, the players, and particularly happy for the fans.
Gus, what gives you more satisfaction as a GM? Getting bang for your buck out of the high-profile, big money players, or the guys like a Bronson Cherry or a Jamin Salmon who have been instrumental to what you guys have done this year? As a GM, what gives you that satisfaction watching these guys play?
Well, they all give you satisfaction. I mean, for me, my head is still 2 and 3 years down the track. My job is the pathways and what the club looks like in 2 or 3 years' time, and you know, when we finish this job, how it sustains us into the future. We're trying to build a club that's going to last for a long time. They had a 8 or 10 year period there out of the top 8, and that's not good enough for a club like the Bulldogs, who are one of our bigger clubs in Sydney. So we want to build a system there that sustains them for a long time. It's up to the coaches and the players of the current day to get results and win games. That's their job, and they're doing a wonderful job with it. But it all gives you a great deal of pleasure, and I feel the pleasure for the club. When I first went there, the stress that the club was under from outside and within, and the stress that the staff were in, and you know, and it had been a difficult time too, because they'd been through COVID. They won a couple of wooden spoons, and sometimes it can feel like there's no way out. But we've managed to find a way out, and now to see these scenes that we've got now is great for the club, and I hope it continues, and it will. We've got some great kids coming through, and I'm looking at the future and very happy with where it's all heading. Still got a lot of work to do though. We're nowhere near where we want to be.
I feel you. I reckon you're the real deal, Gus. I really do. And like I've been, I know talking about omens with you this year and things like that, but mid-season we done a mid-season review, and I thought the Dogs or the Dolphins would slide down the ladder. You've gone one way, they've gone the other, and one thing I keep hearing from the Bulldogs players is belief. And when you got that belief in the playing group and you work hard and you can defend, I think you're the real deal. You spoke about a new group of players. Now, there are a new group of players, which that impresses me even more, the job Cameron Serrato's done. Because time spent playing together in the game these days, I think is pretty important. You've got a whole new group of players there, you've thrown them together, and they've been able to come together and find that connection with each other. I think that's a massive testament to Cameron Serrato and the job he's been able to do.
Yeah, you asked what I'm most happy about with what's happened with the club. I will say unashamedly that we have the best in coaching, the best in high performance, and the best in medical, right? And that gives every player in our club the opportunity to be the best that he can be. Now, there'll be plenty that are as good, but there is none better than the program being run at the Bulldogs at the moment, nor the academy program that's being run for young kids. Every kid, whatever age, comes into that system will get the best of coaching, the best of high performance preparation, and the best of medical attention. And that's what a professional football club should look like. We're about to build a $50 million centre of excellence at Belmore. Construction of that will start next year. You know, and in 4 or 5 years' time, we'll be light years away from where this club was, 2 or 3 years ago when we first joined up. So that's the pleasing part for me. And what has happened is that the coaches and players have responded to that. They're all getting every opportunity. And you say the belief, well, that's part of the mental preparation. That's part of the expert staff that they bring in. everything that you want to be a professional footballer, you can get at the Belmore Academy, and you can get with our group there. And Cameron Sorello's done a wonderful job. You know, he's going to be a great coach for a long period of time.